What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about the WNBA award updates. But before we do that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment, tell anyone who's anyone about the show. Trying to get the ratings up a little bit, just a little bit. And if you wonder where you heard this before, that's because you've been listening with me Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I greatly appreciate your support. Now, the WNBA awards, I'm sorry. Did I say WNBA at the beginning? I hope so. We're going to keep it pushing though, right? So we got to talk about the Coach of the Year, Sixth Woman of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, DPOY, which is Defensive Player of the Year, and MVP, which is Most Valuable Player. We're going to start off as coaches and work our way on up, okay? So I think it's nice to save the best for last, which everybody loved the MVP conversation. So I got to save that for the last, right? Keep y'all entertained. So with Coach of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, I got two in a possible right now. Okay, and it may be disrespectful to some. I'm not going to talk about the aces, right? Don't get me wrong. They cool. But for me, it's like a 3-team race right now, point in time. We got Cheryl Reeves of the Lynx. We got Natalie Nakase of the Golden State Valkyrie. And then we got to bring in, not a straggler, but a distant potential winner, Stephanie White of the Indiana Fever. Now, Stephanie's is more so because of their current seeding. The Fever just became the 3rd seed, right? They have an elite offense, defense, a little questionable. But again, as I've been talking about, I love Michaela Timpson and the addition that she has brought. So I think Stephanie White still has a shot at winning Coach of the Year, especially if the Fever can climb up to that 1 or 2 seed. I think that can make some noise for them for sure. I think I said at the beginning of the season, before the season actually started, if that were the case, I can understand the Fever being there. But here's the problem. The Lynx have been the 1 seed for the longest time. From wire to wire, the Lynx have been the 1 seed, meaning from the beginning of the season until now, they have basically stayed there. And that's pretty damn impressive. Cheryl Reeve, she's one of the best coaches in the WNBA's history since 2010. She's boasted 4 WNBA titles with the Minnesota Lynx. She's gotten to the finals recently. I think people might not have had the Lynx at number 1 at the beginning of the season, but I don't think we were going to be overly shocked if they were number 1, right? Like they had the Fisa Collier, Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams. We know what Natasha Howard did. The only X factor that we didn't know, the only unknown was Olivia Miles coming into the season because she's a rookie. But we expected them to be decent. Top 3 for sure. Top 3 for sure. Worst case, maybe 4th, right? The Golden State Valkyrie. Natalie Nakase has been doing a fantastic job. I don't think anybody, even Golden State fans, couldn't have predicted they would be here right now as a 2 seed currently. If they drop later on in the season, they drop later on in the season. But point in time, they're a 2 seed. You got to count them and Natalie as arguably the favorite to win. Because last year, yeah, they made the playoffs, but I don't think anybody, even based off last year, thought that they would be here where they are right now. People are saying that they are contenders this season. They still got to do a little bit more for me, but I do see where people are coming from. I think they need one more star to be a contender. Gab Williams is cool, like her, love her, but going up against a team like the Lynx, like the Aces, it could be tough. They're good defensively, though. But they need just one more player, or maybe just another year for another player on their team to take a step up. But again, ladies and gentlemen, those are the 2 teams, 2 coaches that I'm favoring right now for Coach of the Year. Again, Stephanie White is an honorable mention, but Cheryl Reeve on the Lynx and Natalie Nakase off the Valkyries. Those are my 2 Coach of the Years right now. If I had to lean one, I might go Natalie just because, again, of the expectation. But it's also tough for me to discount Cheryl for what she's done for the whole season. Maybe we might need a Coach of the Year, a co-Coach of the Year for this award. And we have seen co's before, right? Like DPOYs recently, just last year, we saw that with Asia Wilson and Lana Smith. So again, Coach of the Year, y'all heard it. But let's move on up. Let's talk about 6th Woman of the Year, shall we? Because that one, Coach of the Year, is probably going to be my toughest one. Everyone else, I have an answer for you. 6th Woman of the Year. Currently, point in time, I'm going to go Janelle Salaün, all right? She's given in 22 minutes, she's averaging 10 field goal attempts. giving 13 points on 42% from the field, 40% from three, and 84% from the free throw line. Now, keep in mind, this is all offense based. Like she defensively, I ain't gonna act like she's stellar. Okay, I don't know if I can't call her a slouch either. I got to really decide a little bit more. I got to put some more eyes on her. But offensively, though, no, she's cool. Matter of fact, she's second on her team in scoring, coming off the bench. That's a way to win it. Now, again, the Valkyrie, the number 2 in the standings. So this definitely helps out. Her main competition right now is Sophie Cunningham. Okay. In 23 minutes, she's given 6 field goal attempts, giving us 9 points. But her splits are ridiculous, bro. 48% from the field, 46% from the three, and 89% from the free throw line. It's purely offensive based. Now, she's about 4th on her team in scoring, coming off the bench. So that's nothing to scoff at, too, especially when you got Kelsey Mitchell, who's averaging 22nd in the WNBA in scoring. You got Leah Boston, who's one of the best young players in the game. And you got Caitlin Clark, who everybody's been raving about, right? So if you're only behind them, that's got to be something to tip your cap to. So again, it's between those two for me. I lean Janelle just because she's second on her team, and her team is currently second in the WNBA ahead of the Fever. And if we're looking at it from a star standpoint, you got to assume that there's more help on the Fever than there is on the Valkyrie. But because of Janelle, she has a little bit more impact. Based on the stats and the game production and stuff like that, she has a little bit more impact on her team winning than Sophie Cunningham does. So because of that, I put Janelle ahead of Sophie Cunningham. That's just me personally. Also, I think I think a nail salon needs to partner up with Janelle, because think about it. It sounds like I'm saying your nail salon. You know what I'm saying? But it's Janelle Salon. So again, I just wanted to throw that out there. It's a nice little plug, a little marketing scheme. And if somebody does that, somebody give me some dollars, because I did throw that out there. But again, that's 6 Woman of the Year. Let's scroll on up, ladies and gentlemen, because we got to talk about Rookie of the Year, which I told y'all before, and I'm going to say this again, okay? I'm going to say this again. Actually, before I get to there, I'm just going straight to it, because there's no reason to mention any other 6 Woman of the Years right now. Rookie of the Year, Olivia Miles. Hands down. Like, there's no other reason to bring up any other player, right? Like, Olivia is better than Lauren, if you get what I'm saying. Like, better than Lauren Betts. You feel me on that one? You get me? Like, Olivia don't care about our. That's not her fam. You get what I'm saying? Like, she's still saying, hey, I'm about to win Rookie of the Year, bro. Like, Olivia's nickname is Bugs Bunny. And she be treating AZ like her father. And she be treating AZ like that's Elmer. You know what I'm saying? Because Elmer Fudd, that's her dad. That's what she's saying, bro. Like, Olivia Miles is that special. She that smooth. Like, Olivia even told Flage, hey, Olivia came out a beast, not Flage. Whoa. That was perfect timing. And she had to make Flage sick off that. And Olivia even said, Flage needs some medicine. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, those are the titles by Flage Johnson, because she is a rapper as well, too, right? Like, Olivia is really saying, bro, she is running away with this Rookie of the Year race. I just wanted to make sure I gave some plugs and some credit to some of these young WNBA athletes, these stars. But giving us 20 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists to 3 turnovers, 1.2 steals, 0.6 blocks, 49% from the field, 40% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. Those are disgusting splits, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Disgusting splits. Hence why she was an MVP candidate, too, to be clear. But Rookie of the Year race, easily hers. There's no one else who is going to combat her this season. I'm sorry, there's no one else. So with that, we can go ahead and move on up for real to Most Improved Player of the Year. Which, keep in mind, when I think the last time we talked about this, it was definitively Jessica Shepard, right? I still believe it's Jessica Shepard's award to lose. But we still got to talk about Shakira Austin. Because keep in mind, right, Jessica and Shakira both improved their stats from last season. If you're looking at Shakira, she's scoring 4 points higher, right? Getting 3.1 more rebounds, 0.7 more assists. She did dip in blocks by 0.5. Okay, so negative 0.5. And then steals, and then 0.3 more blocks this season. And then she gave 1 more field goal percent, 23 more field goal percents on the 3, and 7 from the free throw line. That's pretty good production. But again, Jessica, right, we given 5.9 more points. And I'm talking about from this year to last year, she went up, right? Went up 3.9 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Defensively, like the defensive stats is not really there as much, right? Like 0.2 more steals. She given the same blocks. And now she shot 5% less from the field. Not really a three-point shooter, but she improved her free throw percentage by 17. So when we're looking at the difference between this year versus last year, I think it's fair to say that Jessica did rise her production a little bit more so than Shakira Austin. Now, what helps out is Shakira has stepped up on her team as a vet, right? Like, defensively, she is the anchor on the team, and she's, I think, second on her team in scoring. We're not saying that of Jessica Shepard. Like, definitively, the best player on her team is Paige Beckers. But Jessica Shepard has improved because, again, when we're talking about Jessica Shepard now, she kind of reminds us of Domantas Sabonis. She's an all-star starter. She wasn't there last year. So, again, I think Shakira got snubbed as an all-star. So she all-star caliber, so was Jessica Shepard. But Jessica this season, the way she's been playmaking, the way she's been playing alongside Paige Beckers, Reeve, AZ Fudd before she left due to injury. It was looking quite nice over there in Denver. In Dallas. So, ladies and gentlemen, I still lean Jessica Shepard, even though Shakira Austin does have something to say for this award. But there's no time to go on, so let's wait and see what happens. But I lean Jessica Shepard personally, point in time. Now, let's move on up to Depoy, because we got a couple names to talk about. Right now, point in time, I would say Shakira Austin for Depoy. This might be a little controversial because I get it, right? Some people could say Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, Natasha Howard. We could go Gabby Williams. We could go Ryan Howard for a bevy of reasons. Ryan, right? Number 1 in steals in the WNBA. That's kind of hard to overlook. Plus, she's number 5 in defensive win shares, number 12 in defensive rating. That's pretty daggone good. Gabby Williams is number 11 in defensive win shares, number 3 in defensive rating. And when we look at the Valkyries, we look at them as a defensive-minded team, right? Well, she's the leader of that team. So again, I understand why people may want to put Gabby Williams for Depoy. It's understandable. She's one of the best perimeter defenders, if not the best perimeter defender in the WNBA. So everybody has reasons. Natasha Howard, we talk about the versatility, right? She's number 3 in defensive win shares, number 7 in defensive rating. So we're talking about a player who's in the top 10 in both defensive win shares and defensive rating. That's pretty spectacular. And keep in mind, too, it's not like the Lynx are trash defensively. So we got to consider, okay, well, she could be the best defender on the team, even with Nafisa Collier there. Yeah, we can mention the injury, but Natasha's been playing pretty well, and she's been a pretty good defender for her career. She's a former Depoy. So it's not like she's some slouch. Angel Reese, number 4 in defensive win shares and defensive rating. So I just talked about Natasha Howard and her statistical, right? Her stats, right? Angel Reese is even better this season. And ladies and gentlemen, she's been the most consistent player on the Dream. I understand that Ryan Howard leads the league in steals. That's really impressive. Angel Reese, though, might be the best defensive player on their team. That's kind of wild to say. So again, there's a reason why we could put Angel Reese. Asia Wilson, I think her supporting cast helps yet hurts her too. Jackie Young, we know, can defend. Chelsea Gray, we know, can defend. Alyssa Smith is in the slaps on the defensive end. Like, they have good players. Jewel Lloyd is solid on the defensive end. Asia Wilson, she's number 2 in defensive win shares and number 5 in defensive rating. Former Depoy, right? I told y'all earlier she was co-Depoy with Alana Smith just last year. And if you remove Asia Wilson, that is a big loss to this Aces squad. Not even just offensively. It might be more so defensively that she matters, which is crazy to say because she matters a lot offensively too. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I can bring up a lot of people for Depoy this year. But the reason why I go Shakira Austin, again, she is the anchor for her team, similarly to Asia Wilson. You can argue that for Angel Reese. You could argue that for Natasha Howard, but again, both teams have good defensive players across the board, right? Gabby Williams is, you could argue Gabby, but Kia Stokes has been playing pretty well. So really, it's Shakira Austin and Asia Wilson who are known as the defensive anchors. Because yes, Asia has Jackie Young. Well, Shakira also has Sonya Citron. Both were two all WNBA caliber defenders for me personally. But here's the reason why I put Shakira over Asia. Shakira is number 1 in defensive win shares and number 2 in defensive rating. That's better than any player I talked about. Better than any player. Number 1 and number 2? So your top 2 in defensive win shares and defensive rating, that's pretty spectacular. I told you, Asia Wilson's number 2 in defensive win shares, number 5 in defensive rating. And yes, the Mystics, by the end of the season, maybe the Mystics will be a number 8 seed or a 6 seed. Maybe the Aces are a little higher than them. I get you on that part. But again, if we're talking about overall team defensively, I think the Mystics might not be the team defensively the way the Aces are, the way the Dream are, the way the Lynx are, the way the Valkyrie are. Talking about construction, there may be better defenders across the board than there are on the Mystics. So I personally give the nod to Shakira Austin because, one, she's having more to do, and she's actually doing it still. She got more responsibilities and is still number 1 in defensive win shares, still number 2 in defensive rating. So for me, Depoy, I got to go Shakira Austin. But if somebody else wants to say some other names too, I'm definitely curious of your thoughts. So definitely let me know what you think. But I got to go her. Now, MVP, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm going to try to keep this one kind of brief, kind of short. But I do, in fact, lean Asia Wilson for MVP, right? Like I told y'all at the beginning of the season and the last update, we got the usual suspects, right? This was the only player that I have listed that I expected. I didn't expect the other names, but we know what Asia Wilson brings. She's the leader in win shares, number 2 in offensive win shares, number 20 in offensive rating. But then I also gave you what she's doing on the defensive standpoint. So when you factor all that in totality, plus where her team is, her impact, I think it's fair to put her at number 1. But here's where it could get a little tricky. Because could she lose the award? Actually, she could. I also think Kelsey Mitchell is up for discussion. We're talking about 20 straight 20-point games. That's a WNBA record, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty spectacular. And then she's a league leader in offensive win shares, number 7 in win shares, number 2 in the WNBA scoring-wise as well. And her team is now 3rd. So she's the best player on a team that's higher than the Aces currently point in time. But let's see what happens as the season progresses. Because I mean, you know, if the fever drop a little bit, I can't put Kelsey this daggone high. But she's the biggest MVP award recipient on her team, meaning she has the highest chance of winning the award personally for me. Next up could be Aaliyah Boston. After that could be Caitlin Clark. But again, when we're talking about scoring, win shares, eye test, Kelsey Mitchell got to be number 2 for sure. 3rd, we got to consider Gabby Williams. Because, again, who expected the Valkyries to be here? Their current seeding at number 2, that's pretty good. Like, if you're just basing this solely off of Gabby Williams' stats, you might not have her here. Someone like Jackie Young is giving us better statistical production. But this is also going to show you stats aren't everything. They don't always tell the story, ladies and gentlemen. They don't. So again, if you're paying attention to Gabby, arguably, if not the best perimeter defender in the WNBA, the biggest star on her team, an all-star starter this season. We've seen what she's done against Team USA before. Like, you have to consider her for most valuable player. You want to talk about most skilled, You want to say best? It's a little bit different. But when we talk about value, she arguably has more value on this team than any other player listed. Asia Wilson playing with all-stars, a finals MVP, a player who could win MVP in Jackie Young. Kelsey Mitchell, you got Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, both who were WNBA All-Star starters their rookie seasons. Both went number one. So Gabby don't have none of that, and their team is higher. Talk about value, it matters. Then we also got Olivia Miles. Part of that's due to her team's success, but it's also due to her player production. Because on this star-studded team, Olivia Miles, before Nakase Collier got there, was viewed as the best player. She was viewed as the engine. Yet we had other pieces for sure that produced. Like Kayla McBuckets, she out there. Courtney Williams, we know what she can do. Natasha Howard, looking pretty smooth. Again, the all-star starter this year. So it's not like Olivia Miles had no talent, no help around her. And to a degree, that might actually knock her down a peg or two because of the help that she's received. Receiving Nakase Collier back, maybe that brings her down some when we're talking about value. But again, Olivia, it deserves to be on this list. She does. And then next up, I mean, you got to talk about Breanna Stewart due to the injuries. Like, her team has been injured a lot. Satu Sabali, Leonie Phoebus, all that good stuff, right? Even Sabrina Ionescu missed time. And Breanna Stewart and Jonquel Jones have been leading the troops. Even though the Liberty are a little disappointing, I will say Breanna Stewart has still played like an MVP this season. So did Paige, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, supporting cast is different in comparison. I didn't expect them to be as high as they were. Part of that was due to Jessica Shepard, so maybe you even give Jessica Shepard some consideration here, too. I think Paige, if anybody off the wings were to win it, it would be Paige. But because they dropped in the standings, I can't quite give it to Paige. And I know what y'all are thinking. Why don't I talk about Caitlin Clark? Could Caitlin win it? I personally wouldn't put her over Kelsey Mitchell personally. Does she have the stats to make it appealing? Yeah. Like giving us 21 points, 8 assists, 3, 4 rebounds? I get all that. My issue is still she's turning the ball over way too much at averaging 5 turnovers for her career. Still going on in this season. Shooting subpar, talking about 43% from the field, 34% from 3. That's not good enough. Even her coaches said she needs to take better shot selections and she needs to turn the ball over less. So again, we have a lot of people that we can list off for MVP, but ladies and gentlemen, I do go Asia Wilson because, again, the expectations that she has given us, she's still meeting those. Like, she's leading the league in scoring, one of the better defenders, one of the top rebounders. Her team still has a target on their back because they're defending champions. Like, I got to have her as MVP. But again, y'all heard me on who could usurp her for MVP. So I'm curious, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, did I mess up on this MVP award update? Is there somebody that I overlooked? Is there a seeding that I messed up on? Please let me know your thoughts. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that does conclude the end of the episode. So please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone who's anyone. 1, about the WNBA, and 2, about my show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. I hope you are all having a good one. Take care.